Book 2 ay tungkol sa TESDA law. No? Book 2 has been amended, not actually tungkol sa TESDA law, but it has been amended by the TESDA law. The Technical Education Skills Development Authority. Yan ay Articles 43 to 56 of the Labor Code noong 1994. So, ang amendment na ito, abolish yung National Manpower and Youth Council at pinalitan ng TESDA. Now here we can we can identify three workers. So you have apprentice, a trainee undergoing training in an apprenticeable occupation. Now, ano yung apprenticeable occupation? Naririto. Dapat may apprenticeship agreement. The apprenticeable occupation is defined under Article 58. Any form of trade, employment, occupation that requires more than 3 months of practical training on the job, supplemented by related theoretical instruction. So may mga requirements para maging valid yung apprenticeship. Una, dapat may apprenticeship agreement. Pero ang pinakauna dyan, meron kang apprenticeship program approved by TESDA. Kasi kung walang apprenticeship program, hindi ka pwede mag-hire ng apprentice. Pero ngayon, parang hindi na ganun ka-higpit yan because dun sa mga internship program, tumatanggap na mga interns itong mga industries, parang wala naman silang apprenticeship agreement, o wala namang apprenticeship program na approved. But anyway, ito yung age requirement, Inamyandahan na ito ng Republic Act 9231. Dati-dati kasi 14 lang, but it's now 15. At dapat meron siyang vocational aptitude and capacity for appropriate test. Kasi, training nga . Now, yung apprenticeship cost can be deducted from the taxable income of the employer. Half of the cost of apprenticeship can be deducted from the taxable income of the employer, provided it does not exceed 10% of the direct labor wage. Ayan. So ngayon, may mga apprentice na hindi kailangang bayaran. Ano yon? Ito yung mga apprentice na undergoing training because it is a requirement of their curriculum for graduation or for taking a board exam. Well, when Rule 138-A was amended, Rules of Court, ni-require na ngayon ng Supreme Court yung Clinical Legal Education Program as part of the requirements for those applying to take the bar examination. So parang ganyan yan. So walang bayad yung apprenticeship nila. Okay? But only for those who graduated starting 2023. So if you graduated before 2023, hindi requirement yung CLEP certification, Clinical Legal Education Program. So ito yung example na walang bayad dyan yung mga apprentice. Na meron namang mga working scholars, kaya lang ito, governed ito nung implementing rules ng labor code. Na walang employer-employee relationship, yung eskwelahan at yung mga working scholars. Provided, merong real opportunity itong si scholar na makatapos nung kanyang kurso. So kung pinagtatrabaho ito ng eskwelahan ng 8 hours a day, 6 days a week, of a regular employee yan. So bakit may working scholar? Ay marami tayong mga alam na ganyan, di ba? Walang pa hindi sila nagbabayad ng tuition and other fees in exchange for their services to the school. Pero dapat i-balance, nakakapag-aral pa rin sila. Okay? Now, yan yung mga apprentice. Ano naman yung learner? Ang learner po are persons hired in a semi-skilled, non-apprenticeable occupation but not to exceed 3 months. Not exceeding 3 months, Yung apprenticeship, more than 3 months of practical training on the job supplemented by related theoretical instruction. Yung learnership, not exceeding 3 months. Okay? So tanong, bakit nag-hire ng apprentice? Kasi tinutulungan natin yung apprentice sa training nila. What about learners? Why would an employer hire a learner? Because there are no experienced workers available. Like for example, machine operator. Magre-retiro na si machine operator next month. Okay, 3 months from now. Pagka itong si employer, pinagretiro yung machine operator niya na walang kapalit, kukuha siya ng bagong empleyado, walang experience, dalawang bagay lang mangyayari. Either masira yung makina o ma-injure, ma-aksidente yung operator niya. In both instances, gagastos si employer. So kaya kukuha muna siya ng trainee, ang tawag sa iba apprentice pero dapat yan ay learner, at tuturuan. Pag natuto na ito, aba ay may commitment si employer to hire the learner. Pero walang commitment ang employer to hire the apprentice unless gusto niya talagang i-hire. Kung natuto itong learner na ito, i-hire niya. May sweldo yan, ha? Both the learners and the apprentice ay sumusweldo ng at least 75% of the minimum wage in the region. Yung mga apprentices pwede na walang compensation under Article 72 if apprenticeship training is a requirement for graduation or board exam. Required ng curriculum. But in learnership, lahat ng learners dapat may bayad. Walang learners dito na for free. Okay? Now, learners may become regular employees kaya may commitment to hire the learner. If the learner qualifies, paano kung katulad nung isang kanta ni Gary V? Di na natuto. Hindi na natin i-hire ito. Di na natuto eh. Pero kung natuto naman, ay i-hire natin. That's the reason why under Article 75 paragraph D, kapag yung learner ay dinismiss ni employer within 2 months, without his fault, itong learner na ito ay considered regular employee. Walang ganyan sa apprenticeship. So therefore, yung learner pwedeng mag-file ng illegal dismissal case kung na-dismiss siya without his fault for the first 2 months. Kasi may commitment to hire the learner eh. Ngayon, in 2017, ito yung tanong. Distinguish a learner from an apprentice. That's the usual question. Na hindi naman itinanong na for a long time na sa bar exam. 2017 yung last time na itinanong yata. Ngayon, ano bang kaibahan? Isa-isahin natin. Just to give you a summary. Pag apprentice, apprenticeable occupation. Di ba? Tapos, 3 to 6 months training. Actually, more than 3 months training. Pwede pang humaba yan. Tapos yung cost of apprenticeship, half of which can be deducted from the taxable income of the employer provided it does not exceed 10% of the direct labor wage. Now, may compensation din ang apprentice. 75% of the minimum wage. Pwede namang mas mataas pa, hindi pwedeng mas mababa. And there's a possibility that the apprentice would not be compensated kung yung kanyang apprenticeship training is a requirement for graduation or board exam. And there is no commitment to hire the apprentice. Okay? What about a learner? Semi-skilled, non-apprenticeable occupation? And the training should not exceed 3 months. Kasi, training yan, dapat mag-decision si employer, i-hire ba kita o hindi. Pag hindi natuto, hindi nag-qualify, huwag mo i-hire. The reason why the employer would hire a learner because there are no experienced workers available, as already explained. Okay? And then, compensation, not less than 75% of the minimum wage, but lahat ng learners ay may compensation. Okay? There is a commitment to hire the learner. That's why kapag siya ay i-dismiss illegally during the first 2 months, ay treated siya as a regular employee kasi may commitment to hire. Ngayon, kasama sa syllabus ng bar exam, itong Tulong Trabaho Act, pero hindi naman na itanong ng mga nakaraang bar exam. So ito, yung mga gustong magkaroon ng skills, kasi mahirap yung worker na walang skill. I have seen that when, kwento ko na yata sa inyo, I was invited by our friends doon sa Qatar para magbigay ng seminar o kung ano man, nag-jail visitation kami. Nakita natin na yung mga domestic helpers, sila yung delikado na abuso eh. Kasi 24/7 kasama nila yung kanilang employers. Kaya subject to prone to abuse eh. Pero itong mga skilled workers natin na naroroon sa factory, nandun sa mga industries, 8 hours lang nilang kasama yung employer. So after 8 hours, uwi na sila, may sarili na silang buhay. So para magkaroon ng skill, pwede kayong magpunta sa TESDA. Nagbibigay ang TESDA ng mga libreng training. Para magkaroon ng skill yung empleyado. At nagbibigay din sila ng mga certification, yung MC NC ba yun? National Certification. O yan. So, pagka may ganyan ka, pwedeng ipakredit yan somehow sa eligibility, depende sa uri ng certification at trabaho na ina-applyan. We also have the so-called dual training program under Republic Act 7686. Okay? Ito, ang purpose nitong training na ito, half nung training niya, academics, ano? Theoretical, nasa eskwelahan, school-based. Yung kalahati, nandun siya sa industry. So may exposure siya. Kaya dapat ito ginagawa na doon sa ating senior high school. Diba? Kasi ang pangako nila after senior high school, kahit di ka mag-college, magkakatrabaho ka. Oh. Meron naman ako mga alam na after senior high school, natatanggap sa call center. Pero as a general rule, parang hirap mag-apply ng trabaho pag senior high school graduate eh. Yung mga industries kasi natin, college pa rin ang hinahanap eh. Di ba? O, diploma pa rin eh. Pero sabi nitong si Wizard of Oz, diploma will make people think you have brains, even if you don't. What about a handicapped employee? Well, ang handicap natin, dapat ito, amyandahan na yung Article 78. Why? Kasi age is considered a handicap. Age is no longer a handicap because we have the Anti-Age Discrimination Law. Diba? Republic Act 10911. Oh, bawal na ang discrimination on the basis of age. Ay kung sa inyo, ako more than 50 na but I can do better than at 25. Nakakapag-lecture tayo maghapon. Kaya ba ng 25 yan? Oh. Sino disabled person? Abay yung may mga impairment. Ano yung impairment? Impairment ay loss or diminution, aberration of psychological, physiological, anatomical structure or function. Kaya ang disability hindi lang physical. Di ba? Kaya pagka hihingi kayo ng PWD ID, may mga listahan sila ng disability. Kasi marami naman talaga namimeke ng PWD ID. Now, kahit na sila ay may impairment, they should be given equal opportunity for employment. And as part of that program, 5% of the casual, emergency, and contractual positions in certain departments of the government like DSWD, Department of Health, Department of Education, and other agencies, ay naka-reserve yung 5% dun sa mga handicapped employees o yung PWD. Okay? Pag nag-hire ng PWD, depende kung anong pag-hire. Kasi pag hinire mo siya sa regular employee, bawal ang discrimination. Napapasweldohin mo ng mas mababa. Now, if you hire a PWD as an apprentice or a learner, yun. Pwede siyang sumweldo ng mas mababa sa 100%. Not lower than 75%. Kung siya ay hired as a learner or as an apprentice. Otherwise, regular employee yan. Okay? Bawal ang discrimination. Ano mang uri ng discrimination against a disabled person. Okay? Di siya napopromote kasi may disability. Bawal yun. Meron namang isang employer, palagi kong kinukwento ito, no? Nagtatanong, kala ko binibiro ako. Meron daw nag-a-apply sa kanya security guard. Pag hindi niya ba tinanggap ito, magiging discrimination. Sabi ko, ano ba ang kapansanan? Sight impaired. Both eyes are blind. Security guard ina-applyan. Ang sabi daw sa kanya, sa gabi nyo na lang po ako i-assign. Madilim din naman yun. So ang tanong niya, kala ko binibiro ako, pagka ho ba hindi ko hinire ito, would I be charged with discrimination against a disabled applicant? Sabi ko, tingin ko hindi naman kasi ikaw naman ay negosyante at hindi ka naman charitable institution. Di ba? So you are entitled to the return of your investment. Dapat yung disability will not in any manner hamper or affect the effective performance naman. So kung ibang trabaho, pwede. Di ba? May mga galing tayong mga blind na masahista pwede yun kasi hindi naman apektado. Now, under Republic Act 9442, at dito na nga, naglabas ng napakaraming mga regulasyon, na kailangan meron ka pang booklet, etc. Pero may mga regulasyon tayo na bawal na yung paghingi ng booklet, In fact, kahit yung virtual PWD ID, basta kompleto yung mga numero, tinatanggap na yan. Kasi may 20% discount sila under Republic Act 9442. Ang hindi pa nare-resolve kasi na-oppose naman ito ng mga industry, syempre malulugi sila. Yung PWD na senior citizen. Eh di dapat 40% discount na yun, di ba? Kasi 20% senior citizen, 20% PWD. Kasalanan niya ba na pareho siyang may ganun? Oh, eh kaya lang ang tinatanggap, mamimili ka lang eh. Either of the two lang daw eh. Hmm. Okay? At tandaan na itong PWD discount, senior citizens discount, ay pwede pa itong ma-avail kahit naka-promo na itong mga industries, yung mga produkto. O yan yung mga industries kung saan po pwede silang mag-avail ng 20% discount. Okay? Eh, may PWD, bumibili ng iPhone. Ha? O, meron daw ba siyang PW discount sa iPhone? Sabi nung dealer, ay hindi po, kasi hindi naman essential yung iPhone. Eh, ba't yung ibinibenta? Hindi pala essential. Essential products lang daw ang may discount ang PWD. Now, yung mga PWD na merong trabaho, natural, covered sila ng PhilHealth. Pero yung mga PWD na walang trabaho, yan ang problema natin. Wala sila dating coverage ng PhilHealth. So ngayon meron na. Automatically, covered sila ng PhilHealth under Republic Act 11228. Kasi nga, universal healthcare naman na tayo. So may special law pa sila, Republic Act 11228, in which they are also covered by PhilHealth. Kahit walang trabaho, yung PWD. Saan manggagaling yung coverage nila, yung kanilang pondo para dyan? From the collected sin taxes. Kasi di ba, may mga sin products kung tawagin, may mga tax na kinokolekta, a portion of which goes to the coverage of PhilHealth for the PWD. Okay?
Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to CD Duca Law, where law is made simple and life is made easier. See you next time!